viewers. Good afternoon. Welcome back to my space. This is Vicoreal. Yes, now in today's episode, it's about Patsy, that's the mother of a Chacha. And they were also going to talk about Trench Town Boy, that is Mr. Cecil, and Mr. Gintu, and the other shenanigans of the village. So let's get started. So there's a new video premiere that came out from Passy, and whereby Passy asked that any person can ask any questions that they want to know about what that has been happening with her kids, the sponsorships and all that. And we all knew that Mr. Cecil took over that responsibility from last year when he last visited Lamboghini. But this time around, we don't know what that caused the friction, because right now, immediately he landed, they went to the school of Passy, the children, and he spoke with the principal, and he was there before the class, and they had a common and civil discussion. But after that, they came back. We also heard some stories that Uncle Mo, David Jr., and the condat chased Passy out of the villa while Mrs. Cecil invited her. So, and the story continues, an unending saga. Every day, there's always something new to talk about. So after that, during the premiere of Passy yesterday, and wherever she asked people that they can ask her any question that she was open to answer. And they asked her how far about the children's schooling, how many kids she had and all that. And she, mentioned them about 4 kids or so, and their ages too. And even in today's premiere that she did too, though I attended it very late, she also showed the children, but I'm not going to show the kids here. It's not proper. She can do that in her own channel. It's her own kids. So, and they asked her, as of yesterday, I personally asked that question. How many of your kids is Marwa sponsoring from his pocket? Because Marwa goes by the story that, I am sponsoring so many kids in the village, and the parents are abusing me, calling me names and all that, whereas I'm sponsoring from my pocket. So I asked her that question. Is Marwa directly or indirectly sponsoring any of your kids? And he said, no, that somebody sponsored the kids, but they send the money through Marwa. And the last one he said is a guy from DC, also Mr. Matumbo. I remember that guy that Marwa stayed with when he left iVenture's house. So the name she mentioned sound like that guy. So that the lady asked her while premiering, did you get this money that we sent $40 through Marwa for you? And she said she never got that money. So she believed most donors would have sent money through Marwa to her. Just like other villagers claim the same thing, that he collects on their behalf and he never gives out the money. And even when he gives out, if it's 100%, then he's giving you only like a 1% or 2%, and he pocket the other one. So that's how the whole story went. And she said she did not want a conditional gift. She wants something free. And also, she also talked about why she was mad with Mr. Cecil, that while she was aware, Mr. Cecil invited the children to eat with him in the villa without her knowledge. So for that reason, she didn't feel comfortable with it, and she also felt probably Mr. Cecil will not continue with the sponsorship of the kids. So she's now seeking for sponsorship for the kids to study. Well, that aside, that apart. So we also saw what Mr. Cecil did by, grading the road leading to the villa. So now with the arrivals of the stocks that he took, the shipment that he took that arrived at Kisumu port, we now understand that the road was going to be extremely bad for him to be able to get the things driven into the villa. And probably that would have prompted him, to get the road in order. So it was also a good initiative to help the community. At least people living there or people that have land in that area can also construct something and have a street to drive through. So that was well welcomed by him. And we also noticed that he decided to consult with Gintu, Gintu being a member of that community, apart from the problem, apart from the fiasco that he and Marwa would have had. But he thought it wise that Gintu has influence too, and to bring the community together in a project like this. You need to bring in the community, everybody on board, irrespective of who is having problem with the other. The community should come first. So he did the right thing in trying to invite Gintu to join this project. And he reached out to Gintu, and Gintu now confirmed that he reached out to them, that they called him more than 15 times. And he had to give them the appointment at his own location, and also ask what the discussion was all about. What was it going to be discussed in that meeting? Because he wanted to control the scene, because after all, they consulted him. They looked for him. He didn't look for them. So that apart, and again to also said that he decided to record that conversation for future reference, because tomorrow people could also wake up to give another story away from exactly what that did happen, in which is happening right now, in which most people, most platforms are suspecting that probably Gintu was being paid for that interview, or to abandon ship and decamp to Marwa ship. And that would have meant for the Lazy Gang members, for lots and lots of reasonable people, that would mean him going back to slavery, enslavement, in which he debunked that story, because he has a brand new channel, a channel that is really moving, a lot of activities. He's doing into a lot of things, and he's not an idle person, and more or less a comedian. I like his comedy. His comedy with his co-authors, that's Mogesi and Ernesto. You know, they are very good in what they're doing too, you know, and sort of entertainment. It entertains the whole community, and we like it. So we also look forward to be sure that this project shouldn't fail, even if Marwa refuses to accept this meeting between these two gentlemen. I think Trenchtown Boy is just trying to help. Trenchtown Boy is 72 years. Trenchtown Boy is walking with a walking stick. I think Trenchtown Boy just want to help his motherland. I feel sorry for him if he has to be paid in this way. If it's true that Marwa asked him to leave the villa because he met with Gintu, it was a reconciliatory part. And if he needs to disburse most of the things that he brought in, it has to spread it out to other members of this community. And Gintu is a strong member of this community. Community should come first before individuals. The betterment of a community should come first before an individual need. So this is the point. This is where they're all missing. It's not easy to bring in an NGO from far away to help. Imagine the project he's thinking about, asking the government to donate the land to build this 4-square building. That 4-square building for children after school, they come in there to study with modern computers, gadgets, and everything. And I'm sure a small clinic could have been inside the health center, a tennis courts, table tennis, and a lot of other things they could have been doing in their spare time after school that can help this community. But the ego of one man is trying to destroy this honorable gesture by Mr. Cecil. It is just unbelievable that the village is going to throw away this opportunity just because of one man. I will also, because all this we're talking is allegedly on speculations, I will also ask Mr. Cecil if truly Marwa wants you out of the villa. That we saw a hotel they showed us the other day, Ernesto, and in which video with King of Travels, they went to one hotel there. It's a well comfortable hotel with air condition, with everything. You can look for somewhere, stay, regroup these people in the village that are willing to cooperate with you, because for Gintu said anything in favor of their community, he is prepared to come on board to help. And that is good. So his community confessed before whatever feud he would have had with other people. So what I'm saying here is that I will beg the community not to allow this to go. They should join hands and get this project moving. Thank you all for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you in my next banger. Bye.